Hi guys, Tony and Sarah, what's happening? Good to be with you guys today. All right, so we wanted to jump on and we want to give you guys just a couple of quick tips on just
recruiting.
Yeah, straight up recruiting. We want to talk to you guys about how do you keep enrolling in your business, especially when, I think sometimes too, it's crazy because our business, there's only a couple things that we do all the time, right? Let's face it. We, build relationships, build connections. We invite people to look at the business, right? Then we present, then we do follow-up, then we enroll, right? And those are the things that we do. It's kind of like the same old circle, right? And sometimes what happens in our business is that it can seem like it's kind of boring,
Right?
It's kind of like the same old. But the thing that is so important for us to always remember is what? Is that the basics of our business, it is what makes people money, right? It's what makes people money. So we sat down, we took some notes, and obviously there's a lot of great things that are happening inside of our business, and our amazing team is like completely just rocking and rolling. And we just wrote down some notes that we wanted to kind of just go bounce back and forth with each other and give you guys some tips.
And I think, most people, they're like, well, what do I do every day in my business? And the reality is 90% of your time should probably be prospecting and recruiting, because that's...
Not probably, it should be.
Yeah, there you go. It
Forever.
Should be forever. Because that's where you grow. That's where you create the excitement. That's where you hit the ranks. That's where, you go all the way to the top if you consistently do it. Because I think so many people sometimes, they forget that we're in a people business and we're always talking to people. We're always in conversation. We're always showing them our product, our service, our business, right? That's what we do every single day. And when people go, well, what am I supposed to be doing? Talking to people.
Yeah, exactly. So the first tip we want to give you guys is just don't ever forget that you have the gift here, right? And sometimes that's easy for us to forget because let's face it, we have people that we talk to about the business, and sometimes you get some naysayers or Debbie Downers or whatever it may be. And all of a sudden we kind of go back into our shell and we start thinking, oh my gosh, maybe this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Or, oh my gosh, there's, I don't know if I can maybe do this. And it's so important, guys. Okay, I got to tell you something. You need to be looking for people that are looking, right? So there are going to be the naysayers. There are going to be the people out there that aren't open, right? Let's face it. We don't want everybody in our business,
right?
We don't want everybody in our business. You're looking for the right people. And sometimes it's the right time. Sometimes it's not the right time. But, for Tony and I, I feel that our attitude and our energy is always good. Well, I should say 90% of the time, good, right? We've learned how to work through that and manage it. But it's really because we really believe in our heart that we have the gift, right? And it's the gift of what's the perspective of that? It's the gift of a solution, right? Think about the company that you represent, right? I look at it in my business that no matter what, that someone tells me, I believe that there's a solution for it. Whether it be emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, right? We can offer them a solution. And so it's so important, guys, that when you go to invite and go to present and go to talk to people, make connections and build those relationships, you have to understand, you have the gift, right? You don't have to go in there feeling, oh my gosh, I'm begging someone to do this business, or I'm bugging them, or I'm bothering them, right? Or I'm chasing them. The reality is that you have an amazing gift that you're offering somebody. And if they say no to the gift, imagine if someone gave you a gift, right? Was offering you a gift, you can either say yes or no. If they say no, or if you say no, it's not a big deal, right? So the gift piece I feel is so important because I know that whoever I talk to, I know that my business can offer up some type of solution. And if they don't want the solution, well, whatever, you know what I mean? Fine. It's you know what I mean? It's I don't sweat it, right? Versus I think sometimes we don't understand oh my gosh, we can give the gift of so much stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's, the potential of more time freedom, right? Or the potential of creating a higher quality of life for them and their family, or it's the potential of
paying some bills,
right? Or whatever it may be, right? Creating another revenue stream or a plan B or a safety net or any of those things. If they're not like open to those solutions, well, guys, like, please, like, who cares? Right? So the gift piece is so important for us.
Yeah, and I think, you look at what's going on today, the profession we're in, network marketing, will have the biggest year ever in 2021. And there's so many people that are open, that are looking, that want to hear, that want to be, invited the right way, in a professional, interesting, compelling way, to see what you're doing, right? They just are waiting. And the crazy thing is, if you're not going to invite them, someone else is going to invite them. So you've got to make that decision today and go, you know what? Why am I not inviting all these people that I know, but for some reason I've got a hang up on asking them to look at my business, asking them to look at my product, asking them to get in one of my Facebook groups, asking them, to talk to somebody I'm working with. What is it that is hanging you up right now? Like, you've got to figure that out, and let's drop that. Let's release that, and let's start talking to people. Because the crazy thing is right now, people, if you do it the right way and have a good conversation, like, they'll look, they'll listen, they'll go through the information, right? Because today is such an incredible time for our space, for our business. So you've just got to let go whatever limiting belief or whatever's holding you up or whatever experience you've had in the past. Like, that's not the story that you want to buy. That's not the story of who you are. And that's not the story of what's going to happen, in your business in the next 90 days. So drop that. And if all you did was start showing this to people in a professional, interesting, compelling way, and your numbers went up and your conversations went up, guess what would happen? Excitement would be better. Mm-hmm. Your energy would be better. Your confidence would get better. Your leadership would just all of a sudden go to another level, and people would be like, wow, man, they got it going on. Or, man, just watching them get after this thing, watching them, talk to people. Wow, I'm inspired. Wow, I'm doing what they're doing. Wow, I see how they're shaking the tree right now. I want to be a part of that, but it's just a decision.
Yep, exactly. And another thing too, guys, I wrote down for a tip is, don't be afraid to get caught up and swept up of the excitement. I think sometimes it's like a lot of us, like we've kind of like hung up our excitement. I mean, let's face it, right? This last year and a half, like we've all gone through a lot of stuff, right? I mean, there's been so much stuff happening in our world that it's easy to get, bummed out or discouraged or kind of just mediocre, right? Like, just kind of like, it is what it is, right? Which, by the way, I hate that saying. I think it's terrible. It is what it is. No, you can change it. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not. It is what it is, right? So, don't be afraid to get caught up in the excitement of your business. It is not a bad thing. I feel like this tip is so big for us because, we're caught up, guys. Like, we're caught up in a little bit of the hype and the excitement. I would rather be caught up than being a lump on a log. Like, some people are just like, I it's off to work, I go. They're just hanging out. They're just like, just going through the motions. They're this empty body. It's like they might as well be dead. They're just walking around. And I'm like, I don't mind being caught up. Like, I don't mind being swept up in the emotion and the excitement and the enthusiasm of the possibility of what our business can be. Like, wouldn't you much rather have that than what everything else that's happening out there? Like, for me, that's why I'm like, I am so caught up in this business of network marketing, right? Like, are you caught up? Like, if you're caught up in this, like, drop me some fire emojis right now, guys. Okay?
I know my boy Dino's caught up in this.
Yeah, like, you gotta get swept. Like, I'm so swept up in this, right? And so it's like, that's the reason that I'm still recruiting and bringing people on board and doing what I do is I'm like, man, I want them to get caught up in that. I want them to catch the fire. I want them to get life breathed into them. I want them to dust off their dreams that have been sitting on a shelf forever. Like, why aren't we, like, for me, I'm like, oh my God, I get to be the girl that helps people, like, bring their dreams back. Like, don't you want to be that girl? Like, don't you want to be that guy? Right? Right. So then, so for me, I'm like, shame on me if I have this gift and I'm doing nothing with it. Shame on me if I'm not out there talking and having the conversations. And you know what I mean? Like if you're not doing that, like, oh my goodness, like, why not? Like, why not are we not doing it, right? So don't be afraid to get swept up in all this stuff, right? Oh my God, I would much rather be swept up in this than swept up in everything else that's happening out there, right? So I want to encourage you guys, for those of you that are just getting your business going, or maybe you've hit a plateau, like you've got to go back and look at, you know, when we all start our business and launch our business and we have our list of people to potentially connect with, like, have we really talked to all those guys? Right?
No.
Or have we, you know, let them get caught up?
Yeah.
Right? Let them get swept up in all this goodness, right, of our amazing profession. And then should we talk about the last one?
Yeah.
Or you want to
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. It's kind of like this. Like, instead of going, oh man, I get to make some money off this person if they join the business, think about it like this. I get to change their life. I get to help impact and really put them on a path that could really, you don't know what could happen to them when they join the business and they start using the products or service, and they start, you know, building a team, and they get plugged into the culture and the group and the company, and they start just growing like crazy. You don't know what it's going to do to their life. Like, that's the exciting part for me. It's kind of like, man, I know what it's done to us the last 25 years. Like, we live this dream life today just because we figured out how to stay consistent and stay, you know, excited about this business and kept paying attention. We never quit and figured out how to keep recruiting. And now we have this dream lifestyle today. But I look at people today and go, man, I want them to experience this awesome profession and what it can do for people. Because people are hurting today. That's the reality. People need something today. That's the reality. People are waiting for your text, your Facebook Live, for your message today. That is the reality. And you owe it to them, because here's the thing. Someone gave it to you, and you need now to give it to other people. And I think the more we can give it away, the more it's going to come back to you, and the more you're going to have success.
Yeah. Well, I even think about this, guys. Like, where else can you go in a profession and inspire the people that you have the opportunity to do so here, right? And I'm talking like on a massive level, right? All of us, we have like this amazing purpose in our life. But if you're not doing anything with it, right? It's like some of us are like sitting on our hands, and we're just kind of like going through the motions of our life. And it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like you weren't born to like, just like, you know, get up, go to work, have kids, get married. Like that life is awesome. But the reality is like, oh my gosh, like we are all given this amazing spirit of like giving and contribution and inspiration. And it's like, guys, like in network marketing, like we get to do all of that, like all of it. And so like Tony talked about, it's the getting caught up in the transformation of other people. Oh my God. Like, I mean, I know there's probably people in my life that probably think that we're kind of crazy for what we do, but I'm like, the fact that we've been able to watch the transformation of so many people's lives over the last, couple decades, like, oh my gosh, where else can you do that? And you'd be hard pressed to find it. I mean, you really would. And so it's kind of the I hate to use the word addiction, but it's like we're addicted to the transformation of other people. And oh my gosh, like that is such an awesome thing to experience.
And someone put this in the comments. People are counting on your transformation.
Yeah, big time.
People are depending on your transformation.
Quit waiting around for it.
That's
Get
right.
in it. Do it. Do the work.
Here's the thing. If you would have seen me at 19, you would have been like, holy cow, Tony. That was you coming off a taco truck, selling tacos, no clue of how to make any money or business work in life. But you know what? I got caught up in someone's transformation that I met.
Yeah.
And then I realized There's people counting on Tony's transformation.
And not just the transformation, but also the reinvention of you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like all of us, like I tell people, I am constantly reinventing myself. Like if you don't like where you're at, well, guess what's awesome? You can reinvent yourself like right now. Like someone needs to hear that. Like you can reinvent who you are right now. Like who you are doesn't mean it's like your truth of like how you have to live your life the rest of your life. Right? Like what is like the best version of you look like?
Yeah.
Right? Like write that down on a piece of paper. Like what's the best version of you? Like what does that look like? And start acting it out, start living it out, right? That was the first steps for us. And even for us, like we're constantly, like over this last year, some of you guys have probably seen, like we've done another reinvention of ourselves. Not that we're not living our truth, our authenticity, right? We totally are. But guess what? We're like, we got to go to the next level. We got to continuously grow. We got to show up bigger and better because we know that we can. Right? We know that we can. And the constant change for all of us as human beings, like guys, it's such an important piece for all of us. It's not just like staying the same. Like don't be afraid of that constant change in your life because it's helping you get better and serve better and be a better wife and a better parent and a better leader and a better friend and a better neighbor, right? All of that stuff is so important. Like don't be afraid of that piece. Oh my gosh, for us, we love change.
The change is exciting.
Yeah, we know. Here's the thing. For those of you that don't know this, I'm going to give you guys a secret. Guess what? The only thing that is constant in your life is change. The only thing that is constant in your life is change. That's the only thing. Nothing else. Nothing else. So quit being afraid of it and be excited because you're like, oh my gosh, that's the one anchor that I can hold on to.
Yeah.
That's always going to be consistent is going to be the change piece and get excited about that, right? Get swept up in that, right? All of that stuff. So let's talk about the last piece. Okay. Last one is connection. Okay. Recruiting tip, connection, connection, connection. Okay. So connection is everything, right? It's, again, you guys have heard me say this. I live this with every cell in my body is that every person that I meet in my life either enriches my life or I enrich theirs. And that's the reason I keep making those connections. That's why I keep enrolling people in my business, why I keep recruiting, why I keep investing in relationships, right? Is because I want to always be growing. And I know that connection, you guys know, everybody's looking for connection right now. How many of you guys are, drop me a 1 if you're looking for connection. That's why you're on this live. We're looking for connection, right? Again, it's our world has changed. We've all pivoted, right? It's like some of us were able to be out a little bit more than others. And some of us, it's different depending on where we live and what country we live in and province, right? But it's like everyone's looking for that connection. Mm-hmm. So guess what? In our business, we have the opportunity of being the connector, right? So go be the connector, right? Go be the one that makes the connections. Go be the one that introduces the relationships. Go be the one that, gets to, inspire and encourage people every single day, right? Like it's funny because people think like, oh, you guys are involved in network marketing. You just recruit people. I'm like, no, it is the farthest thing from the truth of what we get to do in network marketing. In network marketing, I get to be the greatest connector and the greatest communicator, and I get to be the one that gives the gift to so many people every day. Okay? So
fulfilling.
Guys, imagine if that is how you show up every day for your business, guess what? People are going to fall into your lap. You're going to have more people that you don't know what to do with that want to enroll in your business, right? What if that was your mindset when you woke up every day? Well, guess what? That's how we wake up every single day. We wake up in our business is that. And because of it, we love it, right?
Check this out. Fall in love with the connection and they will fall in love with you. And I really mean that. Like, if you really wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm so excited to connect with so many beautiful people today and start great conversations and give them great advice and ask them great questions and listen to them and basically guide them along the way because they need guidance. and they're looking for someone to guide, whether it's you or the next person, someone's going to guide them. So fall in love with that. And if you do that every single day, they will fall in love with you. You'll have more recruits than you know what to do with. You'll have more people messaging you than you've ever had message you. You'll have more people asking you questions, following up with you, asking for advice, asking you about this, asking you about that, inviting you in for, you to meet their world because you're such an incredible human. Like, all that stuff really works. Like, this business isn't that hard.
Yeah.
Recruiting isn't that hard if you can just follow a couple of these principles. And again, it's not like you have to be someone else. Be yourself, because there's no one like you on this planet but you. And you got it going on.
Exactly. So guys, quit getting so caught up in the scripts, okay? People ask me all the time, Sarah, what's a script? What do you say when you talk to them? I'm like, guys, I open up my mouth and say hi. I open up my mouth and I encourage someone. I open up my mouth and I'm their number one fan. I open up my mouth and they know that I'm in their corner, right? I pick them up. I laugh with them. Just go do you. Right? Go do you. Instead of I feel like I see so many people get the roadblocks of like, okay, so what should I say? I'm like, I don't know. Just go love on them. Because someone maybe they haven't been encouraged for the longest time, or gotten a compliment, or told them they were awesome, or just had a conversation, just listened to them and asked questions and got to know them. Like, I don't know when the last time that somebody did that for someone else. So go do that. Right? Go do that along with the other things that we talked about in here. And that's really how we build, guys. Like, if you want to know our secret sauce, it's this live. It says live. It is this live. This is exactly what we do every single day to build a business.
And if you're getting value out of this, and I know you know other people that could get value out of this, that need to hear this message today, make sure you share this out. And we just love you so much. And, we know that 2021 will be your best year yet.
Yeah, big time.
And we can't wait to see it, celebrate it, share it, and talk about it, because you're just awesome.
Yep. We love you guys. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.